Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Hope Logan, Annika Noel, is remarrying Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton. However, everything is just going too smoothly. Could something happen at the wedding that changes everything? Could the bride collapse and find out she's pregnant? If so, will the baby daddy be Liam or Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor? Let's start off with Carter, who ended up breaking up with Hope. The QO told his fiancé to go home to her family. That's exactly what she did, and right after, she got a shocking proposal from Liam. Now Liam knew he was going to try to lock down his family with Hope and Beth Spencer, Jordan Grace. However, for Hope to accept the marriage proposal the same day of her breakup with Carter seems rather head-spinning. Liam and Hope do have a lot of history. However, I think accepting Liam's instant marriage proposal the same day as breaking up with Carter was too soon. While they are close and have a child together, shouldn't Hope date Liam first and see if the changes really stick? Moving forward, Hope said yes to Liam's marriage proposal. Beth is happily going to be officiating her wedding and has suggested onion rings as the food. Then Beth told her parents that she did not want Sheila Carter Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, at the wedding. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that fans are assuming that Sheila will crash the wedding. However, the woman has changed a lot and she could respect the boundaries. That means that something else will happen at the LOPE wedding. Could Hope and Liam get ready for their big day only for the bride not to be feeling too well? Hope did mention during the week of November 3, 2025, that this engagement feels different. Maybe that's morning sickness, honey. I could see Hope walking down the aisle anyway, even though she's not feeling well. The bridge could assume it's just butterflies in her stomach from nerves. What if Hope gets up there and collapses, though? Could Hope be pregnant? Normally that would be exciting news. While COP didn't get passionate on-screen lately, sometimes things happen off-screen for the sake of drama. So if Hope is pregnant, there is a chance that the child belongs to Carter. If so, what does that mean for both Liam and Daphne Rose? Muriel Hilaire. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, weddings are supposed to be fairy tale endings, but they rarely ever are. Just when it seems Hope Logan might finally find her happily ever after, the entire facade crumbles before her eyes. What starts as a picturesque day filled with roses, lace, and laughter spirals into heartbreak, humiliation, and a secret that could alter the Forrester and Spencer families forever. This week's drama promises to deliver shocking twists that will leave fans breathless. Hope's long-awaited wedding turns into an emotional battlefield, and the aftermath sets the stage for one of the most controversial storylines the soap has tackled in years. For weeks, Hope Logan, Annika Noel, has tried to convince herself she's made peace with her past, especially with Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson. After their breakup, she swore she'd never be manipulated again, never lose herself in another man's obsession. But in true Hope fashion, her heart has once again led her into dangerous territory. The wedding day begins like a dream. The Forrester mansion is glowing under the soft shimmer of candlelight. Brooke, Catherine Kelly Lang, can hardly contain her pride as she watches her daughter glide down the staircase in a gown that's the talk of the fashion world. A Forrester original, of course, designed by Ridge, Thorsten Kaye, and inspired by Hope's purity of heart. The guests are seated, the violins play, and everything seems set for a picture-perfect ceremony. Even Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, invited as a peace gesture, sits quietly with Steffi, Jacqueline Matsins Wood, trying not to show the flicker of discomfort in his eyes. But that flicker is nothing compared to the explosion about to unfold. Just hours before the ceremony, Thomas receives a message that changes everything. A mysterious photo arrives on his phone, one that shows Hope in a compromising position, kissing another man. At first, he thinks it's fake, another cruel attempt to sabotage him. But when he zooms in, the truth is undeniable. The man in the photo? Finn, Tanner Novlan. Flashback scenes fill in the blanks. A few weeks earlier, Hope had turned to Finn for comfort after learning of Sheila's renewed freedom. The two bonded over the weight of their responsibilities, Hope struggling with Douglas and her love life, Finn torn between loyalty to Steffi and the complicated emotions surrounding his birth mother. One night, after too many glasses of wine and a shared confession of loneliness, they kissed. Nothing more, or at least, that's what Hope believed. Now, standing at the altar, Thomas's mind races with betrayal and rage. He remembers all the times Hope begged for honesty, all the times she called him manipulative. And yet here she stands, pretending to be pure, pretending to love him. The music swells, and Carter, Lawrence St. Victor, begins the ceremony. Hope's voice trembles as she says her vows, promising to build something real with Thomas, to never let the past define them. But when it's Thomas' turn, he freezes. The silence stretches, growing heavier by the second. Rich leans forward, confused. Brooke frowns. Hope looks at Thomas, pleading with her eyes, until he finally speaks. "I can't do this," gasps echo across the room. Brooke clutches her pearls, because of course she does. Liam's jaw tightens. Steffi leans forward, whispering to Finn, "What's going on?" Thomas steps back, his voice cracking between fury and heartbreak. "You talk about honesty, Hope. About trust. But maybe you should tell everyone about the night you and Finn spent together while I was designing this ring for you." The crowd erupts. Finn goes pale. Steffi's hand flies to her mouth in shock. Hope stammers, trying to deny it, but her silence says everything. Brooke jumps in to defend her daughter, but Ridge holds up a hand, demanding the truth. When Hope finally admits that something happened, the room fractures. Thomas storms out, hurling his boutonniere to the ground. Brooke runs after him, desperate to explain, while Finn stands frozen, caught between his wife and the woman he swore was just a friend. Steffi's eyes blaze with betrayal. "How could you?" She hisses at Finn. "After everything I've forgiven you for? After everything we've been through?" Hope's wedding dress suddenly feels like a costume. The dream is dead. In the hours after the chaos, the Forrester mansion turns into a battlefield. Brooke blames Steffi for always meddling in Hope's happiness. Ridge tries to keep peace, but he can't ignore the hurt Thomas feels. Meanwhile, Liam lingers on the fringes, watching Hope break down in tears. Despite everything, despite all the pain they've caused each other, he can't stand to see her like this. He offers to drive her home, and when she finally agrees, it feels like old times again. During the car ride, Hope admits, "I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I didn't want to hurt anyone." Liam responds softly, "You have a big heart, Hope. Sometimes too big." Their eyes meet, and that old spark flickers again. Could this heartbreak lead to yet another round of Hope and Liam's never-ending saga? Days later, the drama only deepens. Hope wakes up one morning feeling off, fatigued, nauseous. Brooke notices immediately, the maternal instinct kicking in. She insists Hope see a doctor, and when she does, the results send shockwaves through the Logan household. Hope is pregnant. But the question isn't if she'll have the baby, it's who the father is. Thomas or Finn? The timing is agonizingly close. Hope tries to calculate the dates, her mind spinning with guilt and confusion. She knows what the world will think. She knows what Steffi will do. The doctor schedules a paternity test, but in the world of the bold and the beautiful, secrets like these never stay simple. When Steffi learns about Hope's pregnancy, she loses control. The idea that Hope could be carrying Finn's child sends her spiraling. At the Cliff House, she throws Finn's wedding ring at him. "You've destroyed everything we built. Our family, our trust. You didn't just betray me, you betrayed us all." Finn begs her to listen, to understand that he and Hope only shared one night of weakness. But Steffi doesn't want to hear it. "You're just like your mother," she spits out, venom in her voice. "You destroy everything you touch." Those words cut deep. For the first time, Finn begins to see the generational pain that has haunted him, and Sheila's ghost looms larger than ever. Meanwhile, Sheila, ever the opportunist, sees the chaos as her chance to slither back into her son's life. You see, baby, she purrs to Deacon, Shankanan, they'll never forgive him. But I will. Deacon warns her not to exploit the situation, but Sheila's grin says it all. She's already plotting her next move. Back at Brooke's cabin, Hope wrestles with guilt. She stares at the ultrasound photo, torn between hope and dread. She wants to believe the baby belongs to Thomas, that maybe, despite everything, there's still a chance for redemption. But what if it's Finn's? Her dreams are haunted by flashbacks. That night of vulnerability, the soft words Finn whispered, the way he made her feel seen. For the first time in months, she wasn't being idealized or judged. She was just Hope. And that memory scares her more than anything. When Thomas shows up unexpectedly, saying he wants closure, Hope breaks down and tells him about the pregnancy. His reaction is explosive, part heartbreak, part denial. "You're carrying my child," he insists, as though saying it aloud could make it true. But when he realizes she's scheduled a paternity test, the darkness in his eyes returns. If that test says it's Finn's, he warns quietly, "Don't expect me to forgive you again." In one of the most shocking turns, Thomas finds himself drawn into a dangerous conversation with Sheila Carter. She claims she understands betrayal better than anyone and offers to help him get what's rightfully his. Whether that means tampering with the paternity test, manipulating Finn, or something darker, no one can say. But when Sheila smiles and says, "A mother never gives up on her child, and neither should you," the implication is clear. She's about to use Thomas as her new pawn. If Thomas takes the bait, Hope's life could be in even greater danger than she realizes. Brooke, desperate to protect her daughter, turns to Ridge for help. But Ridge is torn. His loyalty to Thomas is absolute, yet he can't ignore the mess that's unfolding. "You've got to stop enabling her, Logan," Ridge tells Brooke. Hope's made choices that hurt people. Maybe she needs to face the consequences. But Brooke won't hear it. "My daughter has been through enough. If anyone's going to pay, it's Steffi, for making Finn feel trapped, for driving him to someone else." Ridge sighs. This family's tearing itself apart again. And this time, there might not be any coming back. As the day of the test results arrives, tension grips the entire city. Thomas waits with Brooke and Ridge at the Forrester mansion. Finn and Steffi arrive together, though Steffi refuses to hold his hand. Hope enters last, pale and trembling. When the doctor finally reads the results, the room falls silent. The test indicates a 99.9% probability that Finn Finnegan is the father. The air is sucked out of the room. Brooke gasps, Ridge looks stunned, and Steffi lets out a bitter laugh. Hope's eyes fill with tears. "I never meant for this to happen," she whispers. Finn steps forward, his face a mixture of guilt and confusion. "We'll figure this out," he says softly. Steffi cuts in sharply. "No, you figure it out. Away from me." She storms out, slamming the door, while Thomas's face darkens with betrayal, so deep it borders on obsession. In the days that follow, Hope becomes the target of both public scrutiny and private vengeance. The tabloids explode with headlines. Hope Logan pregnant by her sister-in-law's husband. Deacon tries to shield her, but even he can't stop the flood of gossip. Ridge demands that Hope step away from Forrester Creations until the scandal dies down, which only fuels Brooke's fury. Alone in her cabin, Hope cradles her stomach and makes a decision. She will raise the baby, no matter what anyone says. Finn, racked with guilt, visits her quietly one night. "I don't want this child to grow up in chaos," he says. "No matter what happens between us, I'll be there." For a brief moment, they share peace. But peace in Los Angeles is fleeting, especially when Steffi and Thomas are both out for revenge. The fallout from Hope's wedding disaster is far from over. Steffi's rage could push her back into Lamb's arms, a twisted echo of their old triangle. Thomas, meanwhile, may spiral into dangerous obsession once again, especially with Sheila whispering in his ear. Brooke will go to war to protect her daughter, Ridge will be forced to choose sides, and the Spencer men, Liam and Bill, might see opportunity in Hope's vulnerability. And as for Hope, she'll face her greatest test yet. raising a child born out of scandal, surrounded by enemies, and torn between two men who represent opposite sides of her heart. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our BOLD and BU2IFUL UPDATE YouTube channel for more update news.